Next topic. Now, next part of mole concept we are covering up today. That is mole concept in solutions. So, first of all, we should know what are solutions. To understand solution, let's say we are taking some solvent in a beaker. Any kind of solvent, water, alcohol, benzene we can take. This is a liquid that we are calling a solvent. And now to this we are adding some salt like NaCl, calcium chloride, any kind of salt we are adding into this. This salt we are calling this a solute. And let's say the solvent is a water here. Now why we have called water a solvent and salt a solute? The thing that we are adding up is solute in which we add up, that is a solvent. Or we can say the component which is in a larger amount is solvent and the one that is in lesser amount, smaller amount, that is a solute. So on adding salt to water, what we will get? We say we will get a salt solution we get in which the salt will uniformly mix up into the water. So this is a solution. Can we say now solute plus solvent? When they mix, they form a solution. So solution has two components in it, solute and solvent. That component which is in lesser amount is solute. The one which is in larger amount is a solvent normally. From this we will define solutions. Solutions we will always get by uniform mixing of solute into solvent. So solution is actually, when uniform mixing is there, solution is a homogeneous mixture. Solutions are always mixtures, and which kind of mixture we have? Homogeneous mixture always when we are forming a solution. Of two or more chemically non-reacting substances, we can take more than two components also to form a solution. But they should be chemically non-reacting substances. So this is what is a solution. Now after knowing what is solution, we should know one thing more about solutions is concentration of a solution. Now what is a concentration of a solution? We are preparing a solution, like I'm taking here 100 ml water, 100 ml water, that is solvent. And second time also I'm taking 100 ml water. But in the first case to this I'm adding 10 grams salt. In this I'm adding 30 grams salt, same salt. Are these two solutions same? Yes, they are same in terms that salt and the solvent, solute and solvent are same. But they are different in one thing. That is the concentration of two solutions are different. In this less of the solute is there. In this case more of solute is there. That means this is a concentrated solution and this is a dilute solution. So like this we can vary the concentration of the solutions by varying the amount of solute or by varying the amount of the solvent. So if less of the solute is there and amount of solvent is the same, that solution is dilute. If we'll keep on adding more of the salt into the solvent, its concentration will keep on increasing. Or decrease the amount of the solvent, then also the concentration of the solution will increase. But there are different ways to express this concentration of solution. So what are these different ways of expressing concentration? different ways to express concentration of solutions. How many ways are there? The first one is called mass percent or weight percent, written as W by W percent. What is the meaning of mass percentage or weight percentage of a solution? If we'll define it, we'll say it is the mass of the solute that we have to take in grams in 100 gram of the solution. In 100 gram of solution, we have made the solution by adding solute and solvent. In this 100 gram of solution, how much is the mass of the solute? Like for example, we are taking, let's say, 200 gram of water or any solvent. And to this we are adding up 10 gram of salt. And then we will get its solution. The solution we have got by adding the salt into the water, 200 gram of water. This is a solution. Now question here is, what is the mass percentage of solute? Normally we say the mass percentage of the solute. In this solution is how much? We have taken 200 gram solvent and 10 gram is solute. So solution is actually solute plus solvent mass, that is 200 plus 10 equal to 210 gram. So in 210 gram of solution, we have to tell how much is the mass percentage of this salt. So mass percentage of salt is equal to mass of salt upon mass of solution we will take into 100. Since it is percentage, so we will write into 100. This is the formula that we have to use to find out the mass percentage of the salt. That is equal to mass of salt is 10, mass of solution is 210 into 100. Like this we can find out the mass percentage of the salt. Now, after finding out the mass percentage, we are moving on to the second term here, that is the molarity. Another way to express concentration is molarity. What is molarity? It is the moles of solute in 1 liter of solution, or we can say 1000 ml of solution. Moles of solute in 1 liter of solution. So molarity is equal to moles. For moles we use a symbol small n upon volume, but this volume should be in liters. Molarity, the symbol is capital M, is equal to moles of solute upon volume of solution in liters. Let's solve one question now. Calculate molarity of sodium hydroxide solution which is prepared by dissolving 4 gram of NaOH in 250 ml of solution. So now molarity we know is equal to moles upon volume. But what is given? Mass of the solute is given. This mass we need to change to the moles to find out the molarity. So moles of NaOH, we have done the formula, is equal to mass upon its molar mass. And molar mass of NaOH we can calculate 23 plus 16 plus 1, it is 40 gram per mole. This is the molar mass of NaOH. So after filling the values here, mass is 4 and molar mass is 40 here. We can write mm here because already we are using m symbol for molarity. So this will come out to be equal to 0.1 moles. And now molarity is equal to moles upon volume. So molarity is equal to moles of solute upon volume of solution in liters. Use this formula, fill the values here. Molarity we have calculated, that is the moles 0.1, and volume of solution is given 250 ml, but we need in liters. So when we change the milliliter to liter, that means we are dividing it by 1000. So after solving this, this will come out to be equal to 0.4 m. M is the unit for molarity, that is moles per liter. This is how we can calculate the molarity. After molarity, now we are moving on to the next term, next way to express the concentration, and that is the normality. The third term is the normality. Now what is normality? Normality means number of gram equivalents of a solute in 1 liter of solution. So our first problem is, what is the meaning of gram equivalents? Gram equivalents are equal to mass of solute upon equivalent mass of solute. This is the formula to find out the gram equivalents. But now one more problem we have. What is equivalent mass? So equivalent mass is equal to mass of solute upon basicity, that mass of solute is the molecular mass of solute, upon basicity or acidity. Equivalent mass is equal to molar mass upon basicity or acidity. But now one more problem we have. What is basicity and what is acidity? Basicity, acidity. Basicity is number of replaceable H plus ions in an acid. Basicity is for acids. So how many H plus ions are replaceable in an acid, that is equal to its basicity. Like HCl, one hydrogen ion is replaceable here. So basicity of HCl is 1. Second example is H2SO4. 2 hydrogen ions are replaceable here. So its basicity is 2. Now what is acidity? Acidity is for the bases. This is number of replaceable OH minus ions in a base. Example, NaOH. One OH minus is replaceable. So here acidity is 1. Next is calcium hydroxide. 2 hydroxyl ions are replaceable here. So here acidity is 2. So this is what is basicity and acidity. Equivalent mass is molar mass we divide by basicity, or we are dividing it with acidity, that will become equivalent mass. Now what is normality here? Normality, just see, we wrote normality is gram equivalents of solute. Gram equivalents of solute we will take and divide that by the volume of solution in liters. Volume of solution we have to take in liters. And to find out gram equivalents, what we need? To find out the gram equivalents, we are dividing the mass with the equivalent mass. And equivalent mass, how we can find out? Molar mass divided by basicity, or by dividing it with acidity, we can find out the equivalent mass. Now, one numerical to understand what is normality. Question here is, we have a solution of oxalic acid. Formula is COOH whole twice and 2 water molecules are here. Is prepared by dissolving 0.63 gram of acid in 250 centimeter cube of solution. Calculate its normality. Find out its normality. Now, according to the formula, we know normality is equal to mass of solute upon its equivalent mass. Now see, mass of solute is given, that we know. But what we need to find out is equivalent mass of this oxalic acid. To find out equivalent mass, what we need? Molar mass. So first of all is the molar mass of COOH whole twice 2 water molecules. Solve it, you will get 126 gram per mole. Now, gram equivalents are equal to find out a gram equivalents, what we need is the mass of oxalic acid upon its equivalent mass. So what is equivalent mass now? Equivalent mass is equal to molar mass 126 divided by, since it's acid, so we will divide it by the basicity. This is how we get equivalent mass. Now, basicity of oxalic acid is equal to 2. This is the formula C of oxalic acid. Only these hydrogen ions are replaceable. Water will not dissociate. These water molecules will not dissociate to give the H plus signs easily. So only 2 hydrogen ions here are replaceable. So basicity of oxalic acid is 2. Fill in this formula. What we will get? Equivalent mass is equal to 126 divided by basicity 2, 63. So equivalent mass is 63. Fill in this, we will get the gram equivalents. Now I am using the direct formula. Normality is equal to gram equivalents of oxalic acid upon volume of solution in liters. Gram equivalents of oxalic acid are equal to what? Gram equivalents are equal to mass. How much is the mass? 0.63. Divided by equivalent mass of oxalic acid, we have calculated is 63. This is the gram equivalent of oxalic acid. Divided with the volume of solution. How much is the volume of solution given here? 250 centimeter cube of solution. But this is in centimeter cube. We need to calculate that in the liters. So divide this with the 1000. This will come here. So how much we will get here? 0.04 N. This is the answer, that how we can calculate the normality. For normality, we need equivalent mass, and for equivalent mass, we need the molar mass or basicity, or we need acidity. Now, after normality, next concentration term is molality. What is molality? Before this, we have done molarity. Now it is molality. It's number of moles of solute in 1 kg, or we can say 1000 grams of solvent. So now 1 thing more you should know. Here we have written solvent. Before this, in all concentration terms, we have written in solution. But in molarity, we are writing number of moles in 1 kg of solvent. Molarity symbol is small m. Molarity is capital M. This is equal to, from definition, moles of solute upon what we have to take, mass of solvent. And that mass of solvent should be in kg. This is the formula to calculate molality. Okay, now one question. Density of 3-MnACl is 1.25 gram per ml. Calculate molality of this solution. This is a question. Now, what is molality? It's moles of solute. Do we have moles of solute given here? Yes. This 3m, what is the meaning of 3m? M is molarity. Molarity means number of moles in 1 liter. And 3m means 3 moles. 3m means 3 moles of NaCl in 1 liter, or we can say 1000 ml of solution. So actually in the statement we know the moles of the solute, 3 moles of solute we know. So moles of solute we know. What we need now is the mass of the solvent. But in the question we just have 3 moles of this in 1000 ml solution. We know the volume of solution. We can change this volume of solution to its mass. 3 moles of solute also we can change to mass. Now from mass of solution we subtract the mass of solute, we will get the mass of solvent. So now 2 problems we have. One is to change the 3 moles of NaCl to its mass, and volume of solution 1000 ml to the mass. Now density is given here. The role of density mostly in the numericals is we need to change either mass to volume or volume to mass. How? Density is equal to mass upon volume. Density is how much? 1.25. Mass of solution we need to find out. And how much is the mass of solution we have? 1000 ml. So from this we can find out the mass of solution. That will come out to be 1250 grams. So like this we can change the volume of solution to its mass by using density. So we know the mass of solution. Now next problem is to convert the moles to the mass. So we have done the numericals before. Moles are equal to mass upon molar mass. This is a formula. Molar mass of NaCl. We can calculate 23 plus 35.5, 58.5 gram per mole. Moles are given how many? 3. Mass we need to calculate. Molar mass is 58.5. The mass will come out to be equal to 175.5 grams. So we know now the mass of the solute and mass of the solution. So what is the mass of solvent now? Mass of solution minus the mass of the solvent. Subtracted, it will come out to be equal to 1074.5 grams. So now we know the mass of the solvent. From this we can calculate the molality using this formula. See the formula now. Molality is equal to, we know, moles of solute upon mass of solvent in kg. Moles of solute are given in the numerical statement. 3m we know is a 3 moles of NaCl, so moles are 3. Mass of solvent we have calculated here 1074.5. Fill it here. But this is in grams, and here in the formula we have to use the kg. That means divide this with the 1000. This will come out to be equal to 2.79 small m. That is the molality. This way we can calculate the molality of the solutions. Moving on to the next concentration term. Now, sixth concentration term, mole fraction. Mole fraction is of any component in a solution. Mole fraction of any component in a solution is equal to the number of moles of that component divided by its fraction, so divided by the total number of moles of all the components. We have to take the fraction, but fraction of which thing? Moles. So moles of the component whose fraction we have to find out, divided by the sum of the moles of all the components. Suppose there are two components, we can say A component and B component in a solution. So mole fraction of A is XA. The symbol for mole fraction is X. It's X. So mole fraction of the A component is XA, of the B component is XB. Number of moles for A is Na, for moles symbol is N, and number of moles of B is Nb. So if we need to find out the mole fraction of A component, that is XA, we need to find out, which is equal to number of moles of this component divided by sum of number of moles of all the components in a solution, that is number of moles of A and that of the B. Similarly, if we need to find out XB, it will be equal to number of moles of this component upon that of all the components moles. But sum of mole fractions, like fraction, sum of fraction is always equal to 1. So similarly, the sum of mole fractions of all the components in a solution is always equal to 1. This is our next term, mole fraction. After mole fraction, the last term, the seventh term here is parts per million, abbreviated as ppm, parts per million, parts in million. Definition is the concentration of actually very dilute solutions. To find out the concentration of very dilute solutions, we use this term because we are finding out in the million parts. So when the solution is very, very dilute, then only we use this term. The meaning of this is the parts of solute, and that has to be taken in mass. Parts of solute by mass present in 1 million parts by mass of solution. It's just like percentage. Percentage we find out in the 100 parts, but parts per million we find out in the 1 million parts. Like there's one component, A component, whose parts per million we need to find out. So we write ppm of A component is equal to, since it has to be the mass percentage, so mass of A component divided by the mass of whole solution, but multiply it with 10 raised to power 6 in million parts. What is the parts by mass of the solute? That is called its parts per million. So these are the 7 concentration terms that we use for defining the solutions, that is to find out the concentration of solutions.